God is love. She wouldn't really answer that. And then I said, Planned Parenthood helped her with some medical issues. And I said, well, would you be happy with like thousands more Planned Parenthood and 500 million babies being aborted? Well, God is love. He knows. And she said, are you okay with cows being murdered? And I said, so you equate babies and cows?
Human beings
and cows are the same? And I was like, she was like, I believe in Jesus. And I said, but you don't believe his word. You believe in Jesus, but you don't believe his word. Do you believe that there is a hell, that we're lost and we need a Savior? I know where I'm at. I know where I'm at with God. You don't believe his word. You can't claim to be a follower of Jesus and disbelieve his word. That doesn't go together. You're a very lost person.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Worldviews in Conflict. My name is Luke, and in today's video I have a special video for you. It's outside of Planned Parenthood. It's very educational, it's very helpful, and if you're looking to plead for the lives of the unborn or praying about what you can do to end the slaughter of the unborn, this video is just for you. It isn't an interaction, but it is a description of an interaction while we're out there, right after it just happened, with a supposed Christian who's going to be telling us about the love of God and how basically we don't fit into that picture. Now I have a few thoughts on that, and we're going to be listening to my dad as he went out with us and interacted with this person and what he has to say, and I pray that this is edifying to you, that we would go out and serve our King better because of this. Awesome, let's jump in.
God of your own making.
You don't know God. You say God is love. You actually believe love is...
You don't know God and you are lost.
You believe love is God. And you are...
She had her own God. It was like, wow, quite amazing. To be okay with babies being aborted and wishing that we had more abortion centers. Oh my God.
Yeah. We actually talked about that in youth group on Wednesday, about God is love. What does that mean? And actually talking to the kids, like, how many of you have heard, like, do more people say God is love than not? And they're like, no, not really. I'm like, really? All right. I mean, so that's not like the culture at large.
It's I think the God is love mentality is quickly faded.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't stand on anything. And it's actually more sentimental with, I would say, honestly, like the 40s, 50s, 60-year-old age range, where you run into a lot more complacency and a lot that, like, anyone between the ages of like 40 and 60 or 70 are coming out of like maybe some legalism, where now we're like, our age group doesn't like the soft message. Like I sent Forrest, and maybe I sent you this, but there's a stat that people are just like sick of messages that don't land around our age. And that's the sentiment.
She told me God is love. I said, are you familiar with the Bible verse that says God is wrath? God is wrath.
You're a boomer, Dave. I'm assuming he wasn't talking
that was a murderous threat towards you.
Was that at the end?
Yeah. He said abort the boomers. So, I mean, he said kill you, basically. So.
Wow.
Hey, Dave got a death threat.
You got a death threat directly.
Oh, I must say, I mean, she walked over and she said, what you're doing really saddens me. I can't tell you how much I appreciate Planned Parenthood. And I said, do you wish there was 1,000 more and then millions more babies were getting aborted? Well, God is love.
That's not an answer.
Well, that's the judge not answer. And I mean, like the Bible, like Jesus says, like, you obey my commandments if you love me. Like, you want to go, and Jesus actually made the law harder. And that's why people, like, when we hear Jesus' words, they're not freeing, they're condemning. That's why he's the only way. And if we can't speak like Jesus, we're not following him.
You know, I just said, hey, if you don't believe his word, you're not following him.
That's all you can say. You're in violation of the 10 Commandments. Yeah. You're in violation, and God will hold you account. And because he's good, because he's really, really good, and that's because he loves justice. He loves people, and he loves justice.
I was pretty harsh with her. I just said, you are one lost lady. If you don't believe the word of God, then you're not following him. Your destination's bad.
Right. And that's all. I mean, that's all. I mean, those kind of people don't know the gospel.
They don't know the gospel, and they've rejected the God of the Bible.
She's in a worse state than most.
She is.
And that's what's most. I think there's a lot more of that in the church than we think there is.
A lot more of what?
Of that mentality.
I would love to know if she goes to church, and if so, be United Methodist or something.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, those guys are real enemies of the gospel. Those kind of people who preach that.
Yeah. Good guy. God is love. He showed his love in sending his son. Like, there was a reason he sent his son.
Why
Are you a universalist?
Why did Jesus have to die if he is love?
Well, Kathleen and I were a good pair. Kathleen was like, well, I'm so happy that they were able to help you. And my response was, God is also wrath. So good compliment there.
Yeah.
That there is a hell. Do you believe that there is a hell? She said we create our own hell. You don't believe the word of God.